Hello and welcome to the final episode in the first series of the Sligo Show. Great to have you through all the shows, and especially our last one is a very special one, jam-packed. We have very special guests coming up, local music heroes, although they're not all local now, there's a good mix. And we'll have your news, sport and entertainment. We've actually got a live sport broadcast here tonight. We're looking forward to that. We have our local focus with the Conry Farmers Market. And we will be having a bit of fun with a few unexpected guests, maybe later on. But first, now these guys, girls, I have to say that now, are absolute local music legends. I've been watching them for years, lucky enough to work in venues to see them live up close and personal. Unbelievable, amazing asset to this county and the country. Please welcome Moxie. How are you all?
Well, Brendan.
Well, lad.
A joy to have you. I can just smell the devilment already.
Oh,
you know,
wouldn't be like us.
Christy Moore, and I said this later on, it's like he describes you as bowsies, but in a very affectionate way, like, you know. Yeah. And it's that little devilment in you. I've always loved that with your personally meeting you or on stage. So you're all beautifully summerly dressed anyways.
Yeah.
Ready for the heat wave. There you go. Yeah, well, I wouldn't wear shorts now at all.
You wouldn't know.
Only you could see under the desk. So, to tell people that maybe don't know you or don't know much about you, and whoever wants to answer now, we've never had three guests, like, so you can take it in turns.
Who do you look at?
Yeah, I know, yeah. How many years have Moxie been in existence?
I'll answer this one. I think it's 10.
10 years, okay. And how did it start?
Correct.
He's the quiz master.
Well, yeah, we all kind of we met at the Willie Clancy Festival in Milltown, Malbay, and we all kind of packed into this tiny little hut and played, myself, Ted, Darren Roach, Killian, and Paddy Hazelton at the time.
Oh, yeah.
We all packed into this little hut and we just play tunes and just had a great energy about it, and we just formed a band then. Kind of accidentally. We didn't really say, oh, we're going to be a band, but we just started making tunes together and loved it, and just... Yeah,
and when you say a hut, was this a performing thing or just your own little...
It was a hut outside the Bellbridge Hotel, and it was literally, you could only fit 5 people in it. So we didn't want anyone, we were just like, let's just...
Go in and play.
Squeeze in here and play tunes.
But so some of you knew each other kind of before that, is there? Or you just met at different little festivals and events?
Well, like me, Joss, and Paddy had the JP Trio
yes,
band before. That was our first band with Niamh Farrell as well singing with us. Was our second band. We had Spree before that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Another kind of trad band. And we met playing obviously together. Myself, Joss, and Paddy, and then we went down to Willie Clancy and we met Killian and Darren kind of separately. And then I think it was the following year after we met them that we kind of started playing music together a lot, like.
Yeah.
And I guess it just the music kind of we started to compose music ourselves then.
We made our first set of tunes down in mine and Ted's bedroom.
Oh yeah.
At Rathcormac.
Out in Tully Hill.
Just out the road.
It was out the road though.
So only recently then you decided, let's spruce this up a bit, let's add some more vocals into our songs, and Julia, you joined up. So you're the newest one now, so everyone out there maybe doesn't know everything about you yet. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to join up with this motley crew.
Well, I come from Tunisia, North Africa. I was born there and grew up there, left when I graduated from secondary school. Went to France to do my studies because I'm part French as well. I'm half Italian, part Vietnamese and part French. And that's it. I travelled a lot around Europe, studied a lot.
Was it in the musical world you're studying, or was it
No,
totally
not at all. I guess it was in the language area. I used to study applied foreign languages, and that was it.
When you meet a bunch of lads from Sligo and trying to understand.
Yeah, I guess it's music as well. Do you know, language is sort of music.
Yeah. So obviously in some of the new songs we're seeing in videos, you're providing the vocals now. And I suppose it was always a thing. I suppose it's probably trickier to maybe get radio play when there isn't vocals in some. So do you think having vocals now is going to maybe open doors? Or do you mind, do you do specifically, let's put in vocals, or does it just kind of come along?
We did come to a decision to say we were looking for a singer, and we met Julia and we didn't know she sang, we were all hanging out and
it has a bigger reach, like the vocals have a bigger reach than instrumental music. People were telling us for years, you need to get a singer, lads.
Yeah, but it's great because as well it takes playing the gigs that we were playing before that, always the instrumental gigs, it was insane to try and keep the energy up.
Yeah,
because you're just playing fast all the time, and then you're just you're wrecked. But with songs now, it's easy. You can sit back a little bit, and you can chill out. So
I'm trying to catch the energy as well,
I know.
It's the energy is still high, but it's just we get to take a break from playing it very intensely.
No, I know. Yeah.
We're all kind of looking at music differently, kind of more around song structures now and things like that, and how we can make our own kind of original structures. You know.
Okay, well, and I've seen the live performance you did, which I'll talk about later on, which the recent one you did at the Armada Hotel, is it?
Oh,
Clare,
yeah.
is it? Sorry.
Yeah, Clare, yeah.
Yeah.
And Julia, no problem with you fitting in with the energy, and there was a great little tribal yell in the middle of it. I said, wow, there you go, it was brilliant. Like, so I think if anything, it's going to up the game.
Absolutely.
Like, we are one of the
Oh,
most
yeah.
energetic, fun live bands to watch, so now I think it's just going to up again.
Yeah,
but I know
yeah.
what you mean, it just takes a hook for someone listening and they can sing
Yeah.
along or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you all come... I know you're a bit of your background, but musical backgrounds, like growing up, and just the two boys first, your household was always music, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Was parents play, or did you just kind of as kids more get into it?
Dad used to play the fiddle, but he has a love for music. He used to kind of help run festivals and everything.
Oh, okay.
We used to go to Fred Finn Coltis
Mm.
out in
St. Mary's.
out in St Mary's, yeah. And sure, yeah, me and Dad have three sisters. They all play. There's
So
a harp,
Elsa, Hannah.
concertina, Elsa, Hannah, and Nell. Yeah.
Nell, of course, yes.
Nell plays fiddle. Elsa's on the harp. Hannah's concertina, and our older brother Alex is concertina as well.
Of course,
I'm
yes.
sure,
yes.
yeah, it was full. The house is full of music.
Even during the FLA, like you could just create your own session, like
Yeah, yeah.
of a family, like. And I was lucky to join in one or two times with she, like, it was
Yeah,
magic.
some,
Like I was just going, if I ever want to move to a new house, I'm going to move in with G. Just be great. I'll bring the kids up.
Bring
That's
the
okay.
kids
Yeah,
up.
you can mind them. But and Julia, was your household and your upbringing was all music as well?
Oh yeah, just a lot of music from many different genres. My parents both listened to very different styles of music, so I was I grew up in different like world music, but also like a lot of rock and roll, a lot of jazz, a lot
Okay.
of French variety.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
And you play guitar as well, or you
I
probably
play
play
a
a
little-
bundle of instruments if you're in this band, no doubt.
I do play a little bit of guitar
Okay.
and ukulele as well. Yeah.
And you found that song Breed Oak when
Yeah,
you were younger in
it's
the
a
house.
funny story, yeah.
So we have this new. We do. It's going to be on the next album. Is it going to be on the album?
Oh, you have an
Yeah.
album coming out.
Oh,
wow!
yeah, hold on,
What a
hold on.
surprise!
Oh, yeah.
We actually knew that.
Alright.
Big news.
So sorry, she found it.
Julia found this song years ago in
Yeah.
the house. by
When
the
I
chorus.
was around 11 or 12, I think, and I used to go to the music shop every month to just buy a few records and bring
Yeah.
them home and just listen to as much music as I could. And I randomly came across that album by the Corrs, and there was this song in Irish, which was obviously a rendition of a famous Shannon song called Brídóg, and I couldn't stop listening to it. And I remember it was on loop in my MP3, and I was forcing myself to just learn the phonetics and learn
Okay.
the song by heart.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Wow.
we ended up playing
Yeah, we're
it.
playing it now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Lovely. So that's a
Great
nice
story
Sure,
behind
yeah,
it.
there you go. So the Corrs, so they'll be getting royalties off you. Is that what you're
They
saying?
will.
So like,
Oh,
they
they won't.
So over the years, I mean, like I've witnessed you many places, but the FLA was like this big bubble, and like you are to some people you're trad. Like I don't think you're kind of trad. You have a lot of trad sounds and music, but there are some people out there. And I remember this during the FLA. Kind of there was a bit of people getting a bit aggro about no, that's not traditional. Like, what do you think, or do you care, or do you try to answer back to go, well, we'll explain what we are, or do you mind? Like,
Yeah, we didn't really care that much when it happened, but like there was people like calling us out and stuff, so we were like, I better say something. So we just wrote a status just telling people about our music, like,
yeah.
and it was gas. Actually got shared like
It was after
a
the
couple of
gig.
thousand times.
It was
like,
after the gig we did in Fifth on Teelan that you got us.
Yes,
At the
okay.
FLA.
So it's my fault.
It's your fault. It's absolutely your fault, Brendan.
Oh, okay, move
Or
on.
thanks to
We'll
you.
talk about that. after.
Yeah,
No,
some gig.
Shame Yo Dowd was ripping up an electric guitar solo during it, and we got him up like, and it was wedged in there, like
Oh, yeah.
absolutely wedged. The energy was unbelievable. We all grew up playing trad, but we just love every type of music
Just
there is,
jam
and,
it in,
we make our own music, and sure, like, if people don't like it, sure, good luck to you.
Sound like you're not going to be lying awake, and I think you're right.
We don't
like,
give a shit. Like.
I think you're probably the most unique, and I'm really am a fan, like, but you're the most unique sounding band. I don't know anyone else is like it. That's the best I could say. There's no other act out there
Thanks,
that I know
Brendan.
that does that, and it's amazing sound. And you must break a world record for the most key hits, button hits, and string hits in a song.
We
Like,
tried to calm down a little bit.
but it's amazing to watch it, and I go, how did they not forget or get? And I don't think I've never seen you make mistakes right now,
Oh.
which would be acceptable.
There's always a few.
Oh, but
There's always a few
we might not
mistakes.
That we would notice, I suppose.
Yeah. And how would you best describe your sound to someone? If you were someone booking you and you were, well, this is what we kind of play, or would you call it anything?
Well, like we've been for years trying to call it something. Like we used to call it like just trad at the start.
Neo trad.
We changed it to like neo trad or something, and we're like, there's no point in trying to put ourselves in a box. So it's just kind of folk music, I guess, like of sorts, but it's got a lot of world influences. So
Alt folk.
It's unique.
Alternative.
Absolutely. If there was a genre called unique,
Exactly.
Go on experiences. Absolutely. And like going back to that, your influences I was reading there are everything from Maureen O'Connor to The Police, Herbie Hancock to Dervish. Like do you find it's such a mix in the band brings the sound, or how does it come about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose. Like, we're all into, like, Ted is mad into hip hop now, and like I'm into jazz, and we all have different influences, and it all kind of gels together.
Just comes in.
Julie loves pop music.
Well, I feel like that's what makes it. It's just that individually there's just so many different influences that we all bring these kind of like these little bits, these little elements, and just that's what makes the sound so different, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, like I suppose if you look at someone's character more so, like to try and understand what everyone puts into it. If you a lot of the band, so like all the characters put themselves there on the stage when they're playing the music, and that's what makes it really interesting for me anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I said already, like that you are one of the best live acts. So I'll stop being too nice now, but like I'm just saying, the question I have is, do you prefer live playing, or do you equally love recording an album and the whole project of getting that thing born and out there? Which would you kind of say you enjoy more?
I would definitely prefer the live element.
Okay. And Julia?
I think that for me it's both. They're both part of what I want to say the job, but it's part of the passion, because when you start the recording process, you get such thrilled, because you know that you're going to end up sharing it with the people.
Yes.
And that it goes along
totally
with it.
Different,
like it goes along with it.
Really.
And would you be more live, or would you be?
Like more recently, I've been way more into production, like because I studied music production for a year there in Dublin, and I just fell in love with it, and video production and stuff like that.
So you're
like I've really loved that over the lockdown, but like I can't wait to play live again as well. It's an amazing feeling.
And we'll be talking a bit later in the second half about where you're playing. There's loads of places to see. And the last question for this half, and we'll give you a breather then, we're going to have a little look at, I hope I get this right now, the last show, we are having a look at their song. No, not now, after the interview. Yes, I'm getting myself mixed up. It's such a great fun interview. When you're writing, is there one or two leaders, or is it like everyone throws in?
It's different every time.
Yeah, there's no rule.
Might come with an idea, and then we'll all go into a big room and just kind of throw it together.
Just jam it out, like. Have you a big attic or something? Do I see, or some big massive room with loads of carpets? Is that what I see pictures of?
In there, drummer Josh Sampson. He lives in West Cork, so
just
beautiful
down
spot. So we went down there, set up in his upstairs. Beautiful area. So
for me, I guess it's more so that I'm gonna be with the boys jamming around and like just playing together, and I'm gonna try and just absorb as much as I can. And for the lyrics, I try and take the energy and what like the feeling of it all, and then try and write something that would just really like go along with it.
Some in the live that video I watched as well, like there isn't some songs have loads of lyrics, but there's a lovely fill of a lyric at a point, and it really adds lovely like to it.
Yeah, we've thrown lyrics into some of the tunes that we've already had, which is like
at the start.
It's really nice, like
because I used to live in France, so they used to send me their instrumentals and be like, sometimes they would be saying just go for it, do whatever you wanted. Sometimes be like, just for this particular part. And there's one song, there's one piece I remember, so they didn't know that I had written something over it because I didn't really think about bringing it up at some point. And when we recorded the album down in the studio in Camden Studio in Dublin.
Yeah, I just remembered. I was like, oh yeah, Julie, that thing that you wrote, do you want to just try it?
Like such a moment. Like we had the tune already recorded, and Julie's like, yeah, I have this little thing,
It's a very, it's like really emotional.
And just sang this beautiful song over the tune, and we were just.
Now, just so people, that's going to be on the album, will it?
On
Great. Did I mention the album? Okay, so we'll give you a little breather, and now we're going to, I hope I have this right, Brian, entertainment and news. I have to give a little side eye. We'll see you after this.
Hi everyone, it's the last entertainment section of the season. My name is Karen Gordon from Pop-Up Theatre Sligo and the Star Factory with your entertainment update. Heart's Desire Cafe, Stephen Street Car Park are hosting their annual Beats and Barbecue fundraiser this Saturday the 24th of July. Sittings are between 5 to 7:45pm, so booking is essential. Contact Heart's Desire to book your spot now. Shell's Cafe are hosting Wine and Cheese by the Sea. €20 per head. Booking is essential. So if you would like a spot, be sure to contact Shells ASAP to book. The Diamond Coast Black Pig 10K takes place this Monday, the 26th of July at 7 p.m. Good luck to all those taking part. And a couple of things to look forward to in August. Sligo Pride takes place between the 2nd and the 8th of August. And Fla Fest, virtual Fla Ceol, hosted in Sligo, takes place between the 1st and the 9th of August. Currently, both events are taking place primarily online, but should anything change, they'll be able to update you via their websites, sligopride.com or flafest.ie. And finally, a massive congratulations and thank you to Brendan Tierney and Brian McDermott for all of their hard work on creating the Sligo Show in the first place. Those lads have voluntarily worked really, really hard behind the scenes just to create something positive for our town and to promote all the great things that are happening. I know they won't thank themselves, so we just wanted to make sure everybody knew. We hope they have a huge drink at the outdoor bar wherever they choose to celebrate tonight. Thank you so much for asking us to be a part of it. Hope everybody has a wonderful summer. Be sure to check out Sligo Hub if you're looking to plan any events or any trips. They have all the information there. Thanks to those guys for all their support over the last few weeks. Have a wonderful summer and we will see you soon. Bye.
Hi, I'm Daniel, and here is the news around Sligo this week. Sligo Olympians Mona McSharry and Chris O'Donnell are in Tokyo this week as they undertake their final preparations ahead of the opening of the Olympic Games. The sun is splitting the stones in Sligo this week as people look for secret coves away from the busy beaches, but warnings have been issued about the danger of these spots. The Sligo Jazz Festival got underway this week with a busy programme of classes, performances and talks, all held virtually this year. Salon 2 hairdresser Keely Green has been named as a finalist in the IT List. She was recently named as a rising star and will join finalists at the grand final in London this year. The historic Dorley Park Gate Lodge is undergoing long-awaited renovations and is set to open to the public next summer. And that's a roundup of the news in Sligo this week.
So we're back here live in studio with Moxie. So we'll get straight back into it. There's a lot of questions to ask. So you've gigged almost everywhere, probably in Ireland and way beyond as well. So where would be your favourite gig that you played? And I can go across the three of you here. We'll start with
mine.
Joss.
So
okay.
It has to be Vietnam in the Hanoi Opera House.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. Michael D. Higgins brought us over to
I was going to say, how did that come about? Right, okay.
Michael D. just called me one day. He's like, Joel,
he's always
do you want to
ringing
play out in Vietnam, man? And I said, Michael, I'd love
his accent seems to have changed.
Yeah,
quite a
no,
lot.
he's from Sligo. I don't know why I gave him Sligo accent.
No, it's alright, it's good. And he just invited you over.
Oh, it was unbelievable, yeah.
Wow.
That was
it like an official
2016.
banquet or something?
It
or
was
it
like
a raw gig like?
It was
No,
the
it was a state visit to Vietnam,
visit,
like, and
Okay.
Proper now.
he always brings bands and stuff with him. And
We had to be on the best
we had
days.
played.
Oh, yeah, no bowsiness there.
No bouncing.
We played at his garden, one of his garden parties, and then like it was like 3 weeks later, Joachim Gauck, the German president,
Oh right,
ex-German
okay.
president, he was coming over, and sure Higgins asked us to come in and play a few tunes
Higgins,
for
you're
him.
that friendly.
And it was gas. It was gas.
Last time you go to the Oris.
MD Higgins.
We went in. It was so funny. We met like Enda Kenny and loads of people were drinking whiskey with them all. Like,
Will
so
they go
funny,
crack?
man.
Tell us this is the real stuff we want to know. Will they
We
go
were
crack
trying to
or-
behave,
They were
like, so we couldn't
really-
have too much crack. We were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
They were good crack. Like Michael D. had the dogs around and.
in Vietnam.
No,
Oh,
sorry.
and then when you went to the Oris,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
okay,
we
I was
And
like,
then we got invited to out to Vietnam, and sure, me and Ted and Darren travelled for a month afterwards to Vietnam.
Oh,
sure,
yeah,
it's
wow.
unreal, like such
Beautiful
an
place.
opportunity.
oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Julie, have you played a live gig with the guys yet? Now, am I-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
trying to think of the timeline here. So
Yeah, I couldn't even just.
because a
I
lot
don't
down
remember
here.
how many.
Years,
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years now.
I played a few gigs with them. We
in
went on
Canada.
tour. We did a tour in Canada. We played a few times in Ireland and then Scotland.
Electric Picnic and Brilliant
Electric
Soul.
Picnic. Yeah, but I'd say one of my favourite gigs would be one of our performances with the RT Symphony Orchestra in the National Concert Hall
Wow.
in Dublin. That was absolutely
Yeah, it was class.
amazing.
St. Patrick's
That was
Day.
unreal.
Where does that? Who hooks that gig up? Like, who decides with these
so
guys?
they actually contacted us.
Wow.
I'm not sure why, but they just contacted us. They wanted someone to arrange an orchestra for our music. So we just rocked up one day. Then they did all that, and we just rocked up. There was an orchestra just playing,
Yeah.
with
Just
us.
waiting.
And we were like,
That was amazing. I had joined the
The
band.
sound must be amazing.
I had
to have
joined the
them
band
behind
only
you,
for
like-
I joined like maybe like less than a year, like,
Yeah.
and for me, like even just the rehearsal, just there singing and being able to just hear all the strings and all the instrumentation behind me was just like, oh my god! And we all wrote the song together. It was just absolutely incredible. Like,
Is it like? Do you have to be really perfect on timings then on that when you're playing? Because they're all working off.
They were all out of time, man. They were-
But like, do you do loads of rehearsals for that? Or
Yeah,
like,
we had
we're
to do
going to
some
play it,
rehearsals.
and you better
we
keep
did
up
one
with it.
rehearsal on the
a
day.
couple, two, I'd say.
Two
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
Joss
we did.
obviously missed one.
We did. We won't talk about that. No, yeah, it was great. To
Yeah.
have an orchestra in behind you,
Yeah.
strings and.
Yeah, one of my favorites ever.
I think the rehearsal was actually for me better than the gig because you weren't as nervous or like.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It probably was a bit more tense to play live than just because you had to be probably a bit more conscious of what you were
It
doing.
was
Yeah.
great though. Like,
Yeah.
it's, just,
Oh, amazing! I'd say.
it's
was
very it's a
serious.
very inviting place to play the National Concert Hall. Like when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
there, because like it's just the audience. You can see everyone's face and stuff. Like so,
Wow.
you can see people smiling and being happy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like it's great. 'Cause sometimes you can't see anyone's face, and you're like,
Yeah. You feel you're not engaged. Yeah.
With the live streams these days.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. So you're back live in Sligo in a couple of weeks for Flafest,
yeah.
which is a kind of a, let's call it a subsidiary of Flacule officially, but it's all tied
Yeah.
in obviously. And tell us, where's that gig or what's it about?
That's in the Peace Park, and yeah, the guys at the festival just asked us to come and play. I think Dervish are doing a night.
Yeah.
There's a load of Sligo bands actually
I think the
playing.
6 or 7.
Taylor
Taylor.
playing, yeah, as
Taylor,
well.
Lee
Oisin
Farrell,
McDermott.
Taylor.
Yeah,
And
so
you can buy
Oisin
this
gave
as
us
a-
a shout to do it. Actually, he's
Oh, yes,
he's
Oisin,
a great
yeah.
man. Yeah.
So there's live. You can buy tickets. Like there's real people. Can go
Yeah,
to these
yeah,
gigs,
you
so
can.
if
You can
anyone's
go in,
buying
I
it-
think there's 400 capacity or something there.
Oh
so,
right,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be
Flafest,
amazing, like-
I should know the website, but flacule.ie will definitely get you all the
Flafest.
details.
If you go to Flafest,
Google
it'll
Flafest
come up.
and-
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Flafest
can find them
Sligo.
on
Yeah.
Instagram as
And
well.
which date is yours again?
We're on the 6th
6th
of August. Yeah, yeah.
So that's the weekend after
Yeah.
the bank holidays, or a
Yeah.
few days after.
Hopefully the weather's still like
It's a
this.
Saturday, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah. Okay, so anyone watching, if you've not seen Moxie live, go and watch them, and especially the new set. I watched that video that you put up. It looks even better than you always were. And I'm going to say about the Fla in Sligo a few years back,
Oh,
some of the best memories of my life, and
great.
then to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
in this
definitely.
venue. But live gigs, like your own stuff, were crazy in that tight room in Fifth and Teelan.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then,
man.
if I'm honest, I love when you go doing just a session in a pub.
Yeah.
Because you are bowsies there, like.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful, brilliant bowsies, like. Do you, I suppose I'm kind of asking lots of your favourite things tonight. Like, do you like that old loose session? Or do you
Actually,
love a
the-
gig in a sweaty room, like?
The session in Furies that time with Andreas the Second,
Oh.
Kieran Quinn,
Yeah,
and
jeez.
Jamie and Jerry Graylan, and
Paddy
it
and-
was the place, the roof lifted off. the
Epic,
place.
yeah. It was such a lovely memory for Sligo, wasn't it? But like,
Yeah.
you played tons of
We were
sessions.
Yeah, we were
just
so
from
busy.
moving. We probably had 10 gigs.
And you
that
never looked
weekend.
tired, like, you know. And you didn't drink a pint all week.
Oh, not a pint.
Sure.
Not a drop.
You'd be grand. I was about 21 back then.
Yeah.
Well able for it.
So what else should you be at? So another thing I often wondered is your styling. You always have a lovely, cool, peculiar style. Is it on purpose, or do you just get up in the morning and throw on whatever you do? Do you kind of say, let's have a look for the band, like, or how do
We
you do it?
used to have a look now. We used to.
But it's fun. It's fun now. Like since Julia's come in, she's
Yeah.
kind of been like, we should try all these things. And we're like, yeah, let's just do it. Like, so
Okay.
like,
For
you know,
the
we're kind
last-
of wearing uniforms and stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. And
It's just there's so
it's
many
good
of
fun,
us on
like, you know.
stage, you know. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
6 of us on stage, so sometimes when I kind of try and like I kind of know what everybody has in their wardrobe as well. So
Rooting around the house.
just wear
right?
these pants for the gig, and you should
Yeah.
just wear these shoes, and it's just trying to organise sort of a style, just because I think it looks nice. You know, we're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
so different, but we all like
Yeah.
if just a little like giving a colour touch or like
So
something. you know.
you're the stylist now, so basically.
I try.
I'd say, like I've seen you wearing some wild things over the years, so I'd say they're easy to go, yeah, we'll do it. I've seen
Yeah,
you playing
yeah.
a gig on your Chasing Moxie, wasn't it? The YouTube video was
Yeah,
Peter
yeah.
Klein made.
Yeah.
You played a gig in your underwear.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was the reason for that?
I was
You
an
mind me
encore.
asking?
I wasn't
I would have
there for
worn
that.
my underwear
that
tonight.
was some cracking out in Austria.
Wild.
What was the name of the town? It was a gas name on the town.
It was like
Giva.
No. It'll come to me.
Gartenstauden.
We'll come back in the second half for that.
Anyway, we just
Let's call it Gartenstauden.
we did
one
we
will
did
know
an encore, and we were like, lads, come on, like we're in the middle of Austria, we're never going to meet these
Yeah, but we
people
were
again.
drinking schnapps.
We
that's
were
what
on
was-
the schnapps.
They were
like,
giving
that's
us.
not
They
Irish
were
schnapps,
giving
Irish
us
schnapps.
a
out
shout.
of it, like.
Yes. So, and you just said, let's
We
do
just
it
went
underwear.
up.
So you just
And Peter was out of
I
camera.
wish I remembered the name
Yeah.
of the town.
Just so you know, I wasn't
You weren't
just
in the
performing
underwear.
in my
That
underwear.
may not feature in the peace part.
I wasn't part of that.
You never know.
Thank God.
Oh my God. So on to your new single, Isanam Dum. Firstly, a beautiful song, but the video is amazing. And it's all set in lovely Sligo. It could be a tourist ad for Sligo as much as anything. And then I read that Julia is the artistic director. So is it just that you've come in and gone, I know what this will look good? Or did you have a background in doing that? Have you worked in something like that with videos as such, you know?
Oh, not really. I've always been interested in fashion. Where I like wearing clothes that kind of show part of your character and like that shows individuality in some way. Do you know? But I mean, for the video, it was important for me to try and portray as much as possible the two different cultures.
Yes, because the
and
song
mix
is
them
a kind of hat tip to Irish and Arabic culture.
Yes.
And the lyrics are both Irish and Arabic, which I only
Exactly.
learned before the interview. But I didn't know was there much of each. So it's a
Absolutely.
real kind of...
Yeah, so I was really, I really had an idea of the colours I wanted to mix. Like, for example, I wanted to use the gold as the material gold for the Arabic kind of feel of it, and for the Celtic one more of silver. Do you know, I thought that, do you know, these kind of like parallels would just work well together and then kind of mix together.
Well, you've joined it beautifully, visually and the sound. It's such, again, keep saying, but it is a very unique, new, fresh sound and fresh song, and like the lyrics are magic as well. Again, even if you don't understand Irish, like I'm not very good at it, but like it's a lovely song. The vocal and the singing is beautiful to listen to.
Thank you.
But
You're shouting words that you don't know.
yeah,
like,
right, yeah, no, that's the wrong word. And you had
doesn't
some-
matter, it doesn't
you had
matter,
some-
it's
I know,
like
sure,
long,
look
like.
at who goes. You had some amazing choreography in it as well. You had lovely drone shots in a field. And was that just move your leg and move your, or was it like?
That was Darren. Darren was on choreography for that bit, and he was just the lad Michael Fitzpatrick who
Yes.
shot the video. He was just like, lads, just shout at each other because it's a drone shot. You're not going to see the lips or anything. So Darren was like, left leg up, right leg up. You know, like.
All right,
Yeah.
but did he plan that was?
No,
No, it was
that
just like-
that shot wasn't even planned at
wasn't
all.
planned
It was
at all,
very, it just happened on the moment. We're just like, okay, if we're doing this, we might as well. Like,
Well,
I had the idea of putting everybody in like this shape, you know, that star
I
shape
think it
around
was
me.
because the grass was so long that like I was like, we need to get another drone shot like of something. So I was
Yeah.
like, let's just lie down. But then you and Sinead were like,
Yeah.
let's do like choreography, and I was like, yeah, great.
Yeah,
So just lie down and just whatever Darren says, do it.
Whatever Darren.
And I noticed some of you don't do yoga as much as other either. I've seen a few legs not going up as high.
A few hamstrings pulled.
That's for sure. So in that video as well, it shows now. Is it an oyster farm, the family business, or mussels as well, or is it just?
Well, he
Oysters.
does some.
Oysters.
He used to do clams as well, but unfortunately, a little disease came in and killed the clams like years
Brown
ago.
ring disease.
But they're coming back now. I think the clams, so you'll see them coming out of Charlie's
yeah,
business
okay.
again soon.
And do you all work there all the time? Does
No,
all the
Joss
family-
I
is
work
now.
there now.
Just
Yeah,
there, okay.
I've worked since the start of lockdown.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah, it's great. I've never had routine in my life, and now I do. So.
Good. God bless lockdown, huh?
it's good
And
way of describing it.
so I kept going back to the Armada gig again because I really think people should watch this, especially before you go see your gig, to get a taste. Like, was that your first proper gig then since lockdown? I'm sure you were as bored as everyone during lockdown. You were doing your live sessions, but was that the first time you
First
came
proper
together?
gig, yeah.
Yeah.
Done a few bits, like a few TV bits and stuff, but that
Okay.
was the first performance, you know.
Yeah.
There was only the residents allowed to watch it. It was a live stream, but whoever was in the hotel,
lovely.
and that made the world of difference. Just even
Oh, yeah.
having, I think it
Reactions.
was about 20 people there, but
Isn't it
yeah.
mad? Like,
just
you're
look
20
at people when you're playing. You're like, you know, feeding off.
Yeah,
it, you
yeah.
know,
Well,
it's
that's
great.
what I can imagine. That's
Yeah,
fabulous,
not
but-
just looking at your phone screen
Oh, yeah.
through a live stream, like
Yeah.
oh.
And watch out for the accordion duel Heard of
Accordion Wars.
Accordion Wars, sorry. I've heard of dueling banjos, but never war of accordions. So that's class piece. Is that like a new thing we say we'll add a little bit of fun into each of the shows? Is that kind of a new little...
Yeah, we
bit of
have a
different-
video on YouTube actually of it, and Ted does
okay.
kind of a WrestleMania intro.
Yes.
And we come
It's a
out
ref.
with the vest.
No, I'm like that
He's
guy
like a
from
ref.
UFC. What's his name? Bruce. What's his name?
Gobslapper or something.
Bruce Gobstop.
I don't know him anyway. Darren was like, just be like him, and I watched like 5 videos of it.
Oh yeah, okay. The ring announcer.
And into that.
Oh, they
Yeah.
prepared it. They prepared it.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
And I mentioned earlier, Christy Moore called you Bowsies. But like, what a brilliant compliment from a legend like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you obviously were more than delighted. He was at the gig or something watching you. Was that it? Or?
Well, like he contacted us once just he wanted to meet us, so like we met him, and then he came to some of our gigs.
We went for lunch with him in Dublin
Yeah.
one day, just chatting to him the stories that came out. Like,
But he asked us if he could come and like jam with us, you know. So he came to our rehearsal space a few times, like 5 or 6 times, and we were like playing like Hiroshima and Nagasaki with him, like just jamming. He's saying poems over these things. Like we've like loads of phone recordings of them and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we never did anything in the end. But sure.
Oh,
something
so
might
he
happen
was kind
someday.
of maybe something might come eventually.
Yeah,
It was just a nice jam regardless.
Well, that was great. Like
lovely, yeah.
it's
yeah.
class.
And I suppose when he says Bowsies, it is that devilment. And my God, if there's ever a band that emits devilment on the stage, like, are you all really close? It definitely comes across that you are. Like, are you all best buds? Are you always talking, or do you just see each other when it comes to gig time?
No, sure. Like we've grown up.
Obviously, you
We're
meet each other a
family
lot.
now. We're
but
all
the other
kind
guys
of-
from Limerick and that.
No, yeah, we're sure. We've
Yeah.
seen each other
So much.
We're
more
family,
than,
like.
more than
Yeah, yeah.
anyone else over the
And
years.
it is hard to keep that energy for years in a band as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure,
and things
travelling.
change as well. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Killian doesn't play live with us anymore. Richie Delahunty
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Like,
Okay, he's in the video as well, is he?
yeah,
he's
yeah.
in the video,
No,
yeah.
he's not in the video.
No,
No,
Killian
sorry,
is
he's in the
Oh,
live. The live.
He's
in the
Yes.
live
Sorry,
one, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
He's from Tip, like, and he's been a friend of ours as well for years. So he's
Okay.
come in now and he's playing live, but Killian's still writing with us. So it's great. Like, you know.
Lovely. Good stuff. Well, it's been as fun a half an hour as I've had in my life. It's been a joy talking to you in this scenario because I've met you different times. You know, you never ask these kind of
I know,
questions,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's been a pleasure. So before you go now, tell everyone, because you know all the details about albums coming up and
yeah.
gigs. There's obviously, we mentioned the Sligo gig, August
yeah,
the 6th,
phone now,
and
just check
Flafest. If you look up Flafest, you can buy tickets
I
to
know
a
the
real
dates.
gig.
I know the
Hold on,
dates.
here's Joss's
So,
moment to shine now, or else
I
mess
have
up.
it just in case.
Okay.
So
Yeah, go for it,
is
guys.
Is it the 31st? We're playing in an amphitheatre in
Kilkenny.
Ballykeefe.
Ballykeefe, yeah.
That's the beautiful one, like a
Yeah.
natural
Oh,
amphitheatre.
it's
Oh
That's
my
next
God.
weekend,
That's
and there's a
Saturday.
competition on our Instagram right
Yeah.
now to win 2 tickets,
Get
2
two
tickets to
free
Kilkenny
tickets.
Amphitheatre.
It will
And
be
you get
serious,
Ted's shirt as well. You get to keep that as well if you want.
Maybe.
and then one
We'll
of the
see.
other ones, the Fla, is on the 6th, and then we have the 3rd in the Doolin Hotel,
Or down in Clare.
down in
obviously.
Clare,
Yes, lovely.
and then the 4th in Ballydehab in West Cork.
No,
And in
no,
Conley's Lep.
no, you missed one now.
Oh God!
Well, no, it's still right.
We know
On
who's the manager
on the
anyway.
4th of September, we're at the Claremores Folk Festival.
Oh,
so-
so
Yeah.
No.
And is
yeah,
some of
sorry.
these loud crowds as
This
well?
this
or-
should all be up on our website as well, www.moxiemuso.com.
Muso, M-U-S-O.
M-U-S-O.
Moxiemusic.com. And the album is out. Is there a certain date for that?
Yeah, we have a
yes.
single. We have our next single coming out next week.
Okay.
On the
well,
30th.
on the 30th
it's going to be a
of
pop hit.
July. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, we're so excited about that one. It's the first single, the first song that we're releasing that's like very summery,
It's totally
very
different.
dancey, and
Yeah.
I think it's gonna make everybody
Boogie.
dance
Boogie.
around.
Put it on your car and just like,
Rock and
Yeah,
roll.
yeah.
with the sunglasses.
Well, again, thanks so much for coming in. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being our first ever 3-part guest interview as well. It seemed to go quite okay. And we're going to play out a little bit of your piece now, and we'll be back again in a few minutes. But we're going to play Isanam Dum, shot in Sligo, Julie artistic director, and accidental choreography and all. So thanks very much, guys. And
Cheers, Brendan.
we'll see you on the 6th of August for Flafest.
Yeah.
in Sligo.
Cheers,
Well,
Brendan.
I'll see you then. I won't get all your other amazing gigs. So here's Isanam Dum, the guy's latest single from the new album, and keep an eye for when it comes out.
شمس green بلادي وهي مخي قلبي سيل سلم دم ريحالاتي موتشي بلوتي السماء فوقنا نسبح سكيون اسمي حياة اسمي شمس green بلادي مهير مخوي قلبي سيل سنم دم بلوتي السماء فوقنا سبير سكيون اسمي حياة اسمي حياة اسمي حياة
So that was Moxie's latest single, Is Annam Dum, and what a pleasure it was to have them. And now a new part we've had our sport, for the last 7 episodes, but this is the first time we get some live sport. So Alana Cunanan is here. You're very welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome real live into studio, and we did hope to have our entertainment and news people in as well tonight, but we just couldn't. They were just, their diaries didn't suit, but we'll get them in the next season in September. So Alana, tell us what's going on in the sports world. Okay, so obviously Sligo Rovers, we know of a huge game this weekend. So tell us when it's on and what's it all about.
Yeah, there's plenty coming up in sport actually, Brendan, this weekend. You know, Sligo Rovers are back in action and they'll hope to go one better than last year, where they were knocked out by bitter old rivals Shamrock Rovers in the semi-finals last year. But no, this weekend on Sunday at 5 p.m. they face Cork City. Cork City, and 600 supporters get to go to the showgrounds.
So it's increasing a little bit every few games, isn't it? So that's
I'm sure there'll be a fantastic atmosphere for that. And they'll be looking to put behind them. They lost to Waterford last week, so they'll be hoping to get back to winning ways this weekend.
Yes, get the form back going, because they're still only 3 points off the top, isn't that right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So this just getting a little kick again, hopefully. And the Sligo ladies footballers were a bit unlucky at the weekend.
Yeah, just to mention, sorry, as well, that's the FAI Cup, not the league. That's this Sunday against Cork City.
Yeah. What stage is FAI Cup?
The first round.
Oh, just first round, okay.
It's all kicking off now this weekend. But the Sligo ladies, you're right, they fell victim to Westmeath last weekend on Sunday. They lost 2-12 to 2-10, so an agonising victory for Anthony Brennan's Sligo ladies. Emma Keaveney and Sinead Regan got the goals in that one. but it just wasn't enough. They kind of petered out towards the end, and Westmeath got the win. But it's still mathematically possible, although kind of unlikely that they'll progress now in the championship.
Okay, it's a bit of a hill to climb.
Exactly. They face Longford now this weekend, but results have to go their way, and they have to have a substantial win over Longford to progress. But overall, it's been a good campaign for the Sligo ladies this year. Not so much in the championship, but definitely the league was a substantially improved performance, and hopefully they'll push on now again next year.
Fingers crossed, those results might go their way so the weekend, you never know. But one team going up that hill without climbing too hard is the Sligo Hurlers. They're success after success. They had a win at the weekend as well, wasn't it?
They did, of course, yeah. They played Roscommon in the Chris Ewing Cup, where they were successful there. 218 to 120 was the victory there for them, and it was actually a late win on there for them, and
so excitement about
exactly the other side of the coin, I suppose. Porrick Mannion had said after the game that there's no sweeter way to win a game than the last puck of the game, and that's exactly what Mark Hanafy done. So he got basically the last play of the game, he got the winning score. So
brilliant. So that just adds great atmosphere, great
exactly,
crack. Very good. Well, and what stage are they at now, or where is their next step? Or
they're progressing to the semi-finals now against Derry. That's in Owenbeg tomorrow, so that's a big one. And Sligo has definitely cemented itself as a bit of a hurling county.
I know, they've really had great success in the last few number of years. So best of luck to the team at the weekend. And then obviously the biggest news in sport, no disrespect to anyone, but is our two Olympians.
Exactly.
Are they out this weekend, or when are they both starting?
They are, of course, yeah. The opening ceremony for the Olympics, of course, was today, and that was kind of historic in that they had a male and a female flag bearer. Now, neither of them were from Sligo, but it was Kelly Harrington and Brendan Irvine, two boxers for Ireland, that were on duty there. But for Sligo, we have two Grange reps, actually. I
know, if not just Sligo, but out North Sligo,
North Sligo will be delighted. I'm sure they'll all be keenly tuned in watching this weekend. But Mona McSherry and Chris O'Donnell from Grange there are competing in Tokyo. Mona, of course, is at 11:45 this Sunday, is where she'll first feature. That's in the 100 metre breaststroke. And she's also competing in the 200 metre breaststroke, while O'Donnell is featuring in the 4x400 mixed relay, and that'll be on this time next week.
So next Thursday. So the best of luck to two not only Sligo but Grange athletes, Mona and Chris. Can I just say, for your first live sport with us here, I was like, how is she remembering all these details? So listen, thanks a million for doing all the sports reports throughout this first series. We hope you'll come back in September. And in the meantime, where can people check out more of your sports work?
Yeah, I do local bits for Ocean FM and the Sligo Champion, but I'm kind of freelance at the minute, so any experience I can get, as I say, I'll take it. You can see me mainly in hersport.ie and also the finalwhistle.ie. There I do soccer reports mainly. The Women's National League is what will be my main area of expertise.
Okay, well listen, pleasure having you in the studio, and we'll see you in the second series if they let us. So
Thanks for having me.
Now we're going to go to our local focus, which this week we visited online, the Conry Farmers Market, and we talked to Sean Thompson there. So this week on our local focus, we are joined by Sean from the Conry Farmers Market. So you're very welcome to the show, Sean.
Hi, thank you very much for having us on board.
You're very welcome. We're looking forward to having a chat. So, very quickly, let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about the Conry Farmers Market. Where is it? How long has it been running? And what days and times is it on?
Right, well, it was the brainchild of our local community enhancement group and the local GAA. And it was something that was thought about for quite some time. And during the pandemic, it sort of seemed the perfect time, what with people starting new businesses and working from home, to bring all these factors together and make a market. It's on every Saturday, 10 till 1.
Okay.
It's on the N17. If you're coming from Sligo, it's just before Tubbercurry. If you're coming from Tubbercurry, it's just past the Conry Dairy.
Yes, it's the GAA pitch itself.
Very easy to find. It is, yes. Yes, it is the GAA pitch. Very, very easy to see. And we'll have stewards there beckoning you in.
Yes.
Disabled parking.
Very good. And what kind of stalls are there? What kind of stuff can people see?
Oh, it's a bit of an Aladdin's cave, really. We have everything. We have obviously our lots of beautiful fresh produce, seafood, vegetables, cheeses, lots of fantastic bakers, patisserie. And then we have an amazing array of crafts, from woodworkers to resin artists, to artists, to upcycling, photography, art. It's just amazing. I mean, literally, you could find anything for, and toys. We even have toys and make your own toy kits. So, cards, need a birthday card? We got cards.
And
so literally anything you need, you can really find it there.
And is it all Sligo based? People have the stalls, or is there a mix from people from outside as well, I presume?
It's all local traders, all local businesses.
Okay.
Just because, again, starting up in the pandemic, when people couldn't travel more than their 5K,
of course,
it became a lifeline, not only for the traders, but also for the locals, with so many of us living remotely. It became the only time that we would actually see anybody, albeit sort of neighbours or, So it was really fantastic, especially during those times.
It's a lovely, lovely outlet, a lovely social outlet. And I believe you have some special guests coming this Saturday, which is tomorrow.
We do indeed. Which is tomorrow. Yes, we're very lucky. The Quarryfield Farm Experience are bringing along some alpacas. So you can come along to the market. You can have an ice cream, you can have a coffee, you can have a chat with the neighbours and pat an alpaca. Where else can you get that in Sligo? Nowhere.
Not many places.
Market, check it out.
So tell us finally, where can people find out more about the market?
Okay, so we do have a website, and it's www.aconryfarmersmarket.ie. Or alternatively, we are on Facebook. You just pop in a Conry Farmers Market, will pop up, and there's links and news as to what we're doing all the time, what we have on every week. But there's something for all the family all the time. So
very good.
Come along.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. We might get out there some Saturday with the cameras ourselves in the future. And have a good weekend. And thanks for being on the show.
Lovely.
So big thanks to Sean there in the Conry Farmers Market, which is every Saturday out at the Killarney Mullinabrina GA pitch. So we're coming to the end of our first series. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasure. And for myself and Brian here, thanks for everyone who contributed, who helped us out in any way. It's been amazing. We will be back in September. But before we go, I have a couple little things to mention. Caitlin Wrestler out there, that's not a wrestler, it's R-E-S-S-L-E-R. She has a new play called Little Bird, and it's out on August the 1st online. So if you check out, just Google Little Bird or Caitlin Wrestler, you'll be able to find it. We'll put up a link for it in the coming days. And John the Map, who was one of our first guests in the series, his artwork is on sale in the hobby shop, and if you watch our social media over the next coming weeks, we've got some lovely prizes of the artwork to give away. And our final few thanks tonight to our guests Moxie, thanks to Sean from the Conry Farmers Market. Throughout our series, all our presenters, Karen on the entertainment, and the guys in the team in Sligo Hub who provided with a lot of the information for that, and Val Robus from Magnum Ladies Blog, they were really helpful with all the entertainment slots as well. Alana, who was in earlier on doing the sport, Gavin, who also did the sport one of the nights, Daniel and Jessica, who've done our news from the Sligo Weekend and the Sligo Champion. They've been amazing as well. Also, our venue here, Connie and Mark in the Riverside Hotel and Ripples Cafe, who've been more than generous to us. So if you're going out for lunch someday, or if you're having a party, Riverside Hotel. Sorry, lads. What? Riverside Hotel for your parties, lunches. Ripples Cafe.
Just in there, that'd be great.
Sorry, lads. What's hold on a second. You're
back. No, sorry. Just a bit of trouble.
Are you still here?
Yeah.
You were supposed to be gone out here.
We're just finishing, like. Hold on, you're the Roadworks boys.
Yeah.
No, hold on now. Sit down there for a second.
Remember your face.
Sit down here for a second.
For what?
No, I want to have a chat to you.
So we have to take it all down.
Yeah, but just have a seat down for a minute. I think the people of Sligo have a few questions for you. I'm glad to see you brought some cones, anyways. So what's the story? Why are you here, firstly?
This has to go. This whole supporting walls. Those two brick walls need to go away.
Indoor dining, coming back.
And what's that got to do with you? What have you got to do with indoor dining?
Well, we kind of had a bad stroke of luck after the video.
Oh, the viral video that I can't walk down the street but someone asks me about
No,
it.
the boss didn't like it. In
right.
fairness, I just had an issue with the fact we were maybe a small bit too pernickety about how we were doing the work.
Oh, so it was ye that was delaying all these road
No,
works?
we weren't delaying that. Obviously, we were working as hard as we could.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
It
Like
didn't
it's
look
hard.
like it
Flat
all the
out.
time.
Flat
Flat
out.
out in the grass, I'd say half the time.
Well, but the grass has to be right. But look, it's a mess now as far
I
as I'm
spent ages
concerned.
cutting that grass.
They're rushing it now.
Yes, we've seen that. And brushing signposts.
Yeah.
Someone had to do it.
So you've got a job here in the
we
hotel.
got a bit of work with Connie and Mark upstairs. The indoor line is coming back, so we're going to basically everywhere is going to be seating now.
Yeah.
So it's
Everywhere?
over here, everywhere.
Right.
The toilets, bedrooms, the whole lot. They're putting in.
Dining in the
seating now.
toilets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I suppose there's a seat.
Yeah, the seats there. We just put a little table in the
Plenty of
cubicle.
windows.
Yeah.
Like, what's with the where? Is that even a real high-vis? You have a kids one on.
I lost my one because
Is that what it is?
The boss took it.
So that's like a badge of
So I got my
police
own one for this
in
job.
Centra. And I think that's for breast cancer awareness, is it? And that's what you wear in a building site.
Yeah, well, look, man can wear pink.
Right.
You know?
So if people come to Ripple's Cafe or the Riverside in the coming weeks, you're
Yeah.
going to be serving the food? Or?
No, we won't be serving the food. No, we'll have all this job done and moving on to some surf spot out in Strand.
Oh, you're building the surf centre?
Yeah.
They got
Oh,
that
hold on now.
contract.
How long do you think that's going to take to build?
Years.
About 6, 8.
Years.
So is like the 2030 plan, does that mean that's when everything's finished, 2030?
What plan now is that now?
The government
Never heard
or the
that.
council of a 2030 vision for Sligo? Is
I
that?
doubt it.
Oh.
It'll take a while anyway.
But
Yeah.
hold on, come back to you have the roadworks are still not finished. The line's
No.
not painted. Where's you with the
It's
chip
not our
bags?
fault, but
It's the sun hasn't melted. We have to start it again.
yeah.
So it's going to
It's
be
all
more,
melted.
more
So,
to this.
look, the surf could be nice. Strand Hill, sunshine, tourists,
yeah.
it'll be class.
So you just kind of fell in love with Sligo and you just don't want to go.
Well, his Mazda broke down, so I suppose it's just about earning enough money to get that back together.
Right.
Then we can go.
Okay.
All right.
Well, look,
Yeah,
lads.
we gotta get cracking here anyway.
Thanks for. Can I just at least say my last bits or?
Yeah,
Well,
you work
wrap
away.
it up very lightly there now.
Yeah, okay. Thanks again to everyone who helped. Lastly, to Brian in Pixel Productions who put this whole show together. Big special thanks to Scruffy Duffy
Take the head
who
off.
had a little
Tony.
a little part to play in the whole thing coming together as well. Thank you so much. You'll see us online in little parts during the summer, and we'll be back in September hopefully. Jesus,
not
lads,
wearing
you
any
take it
trousers.
easy. Oh, I'm wearing trousers, just shorts, eh? And we're going to play out with a lovely promo video of get me phone. The Flafest, August. I don't even know which camera I'm in. Oh, it's God. August the 1st to the 9th, Flafest. Check it out. There's loads of gigs and tickets online as well. Brian, can you play the VT?
For those among us and those who've gone, as the ocean soothes our sorrow, let music's harmonies be full of joy as they call us toward tomorrow. Let reel and hornpipe, dance and song, minstrel boys and girls play along all through the night into the dawn. Music, song and dance eternal.
The tide at the foot of Knocknarea marks time receding and advancing like the soaring seagulls' morning song, and the night lights flickering and dancing. But gone lie
though the trails of the age keep us apart, and the road seems long and fearful, we'll come together at the crossroads with our songs to the laughing and the tearful. Back on Layes wages ferry cake on Maimage Sirgolo, and we'll drink to the minstrel boys and girls and their music, song and dance eternal.
Chopped up,